Hello people of BookTube, Megan here, and time for another book review. Today I'm going to talk about Bitten by Patricia Briggs, and this is book 12 in the Mercy Thompson series. So, because this is the 12th book in the series, there's only so much I can say without going into spoilers. I will say, I enjoyed it, thought it was a good addition to the series, and I still have so many questions about characters in this series that I'm dying to be answered. Just never-ending questions. So, is there anything else I can say without spoilers? I don't think there is. So, without further ado, I'm going to go into a spoilery bit. So if you have not read this addition to the series yet, highly suggest you click away now and come back after you catch up. And also, I feel I'm giving this in front of every single video since I got this new camera. I'm sorry if lighting or picture looks weird. Still trying to figure things out. I swear, the second things start to look good, and I'm like, okay, I think I finally figured it out. I go to edit and it's like, I look like I'm glowing, or I look like I'm washed out. It's a never-ending battle. I'm sorry. So yeah, mandatory apologies for any quality issues this video may have, and let's just get right into the review now. So, from the get-go, the first thing that pops into mind is, are we ever going to find out what happened with Tad? Why he left school? And not only that, what event would not only cause him to leave school, but to cause a shift in his personality? Like, Mercy has stated a few times now that Tad doesn't have quite as a happy nature as he used to. He's not quite as quick to smile, so on and so forth. I want to know what happened. This has been a thing since, like, book relatively early in the series, like book 3 or 4 maybe? I don't know. I want to know. You can't dangle something like that in front of me and not pique my curiosity, not pique my interest. I need to know. And also, like, literally 5 pages into this book, and I was just endlessly amused. I love the banner and just relationship between Mercy, Z, and Tad. Fantastic relationship. Love reading the banner and the interactions between them. I greatly enjoy Patricia Briggs' writing and just how she has her characters interact with each other, the relationships between the characters. It's really fun to read, and I greatly enjoy it. So, while I did like this book, one thing that just didn't annoy me per se, but just kind of, it was like on the verge of annoyance, was how such a big part of this book was Mercy and Adam having trouble with their relationship. There was a good reason for it. I like how there was like a genuine reason for it, mind you, because like I've said in a few reviews now, miscommunication is one of my biggest pet peeves when it comes to plot points, especially in this kind of situation where Mercy and Adam have been together for a few years now. If my mental timeline for the series is right, it's been a few years since they've been married. And not only that, it's been a few years since before they were married, and they've known each other even before the series started. So it's like, when miscommunication is like a major plot point that deep into our relationship, it's just like, really? In most cases, there are a few exceptions. So the fact that even with a really good reason, like a curse, a death curse, it was still kind of like, okay, there's so much else going on, why do we need this on top of it? Yeah, like I said, I still enjoyed the book even with that. It's just a minor peeve of mine. But like I said, I am glad that there was a good reason for it. It wasn't just this random bit of miscommunication or whatever. Adam was under a curse. And I'm glad that that was worked out in this book. And I just gotta say, that's one thing that I like about the older geared books, not young adult books, but like new adult and adult. In my experiences, at least, from what I've been exposed to thus far, since trying to branch a little away from young adult, is the fact that a lot of plot points are wrapped up in each individual book. As much as I love our overarching plots, overarching storylines in a series, I do like when a lot of stuff can be wrapped up in one book. Just have things nice and contained within a book story-wise. You know, it's refreshing not to have 20 loose ends at the end of a book. No shade to the books that don't have that, it's just nice to have a little bit of both. So, Wolf is still very, very scary. Not just scary, just like creepy. Like, I would probably be losing it if this creepy vampire is just kind of chilling outside my house with like poster boards. I'll admit some of his hijinks are funny, but it's like, oh wow, this is uncomfortable and creepy, and I don't like it. Especially knowing that he can let himself in to Adam and Mercy's house at any time he wishes, so it's kind of like a double oh shit moment. Even scarier, and even scarier that he's a little less stable than he was before the incidents in Stormcurse. Like, I am curious to find out what is going on with Wolf and what Mercy did to release the zombies and how it affected him. I hope we see that. I am curious. And won't lie, I'm still curious about how Wolf is both a wizard and a witch. Just, how did that happen? And also kind of curious of how he became a vampire. Doubt that's gonna ever be revealed, but just, I am curious. As scary as Wolf is. And on the topic of things I really want answers for, I really want to know who Sherwood is. That was brought up a lot in Stormcurse. It was also mentioned again in this book. I'm hoping we get some answers in the next book. Just because, you know, that little, like, reminder of no one knows who Sherwood is. There's, like, a betting pool going on within the pack. So I'm hoping that's kind of a hint that, hey, we might get some answers or some more details in the next installment of the series. Just, I would love that. I know the fandom has theories. I'm trying to avoid those theories because I still haven't read the most recent Alpha and Omega books or most of the novellas yet. So, I've been avoiding them in case there's spoilers for any of those, but I'm just so damn curious. Won't lie, I could do without the reminder of how much of a horrible person Christy, Adam's ex-wife, is. Just her still manipulating the pack from outside the pack. Just, I hate Christy. Just, I love to hate her. I love the fact that I can hate a character so much, but it's still like, oh my god, why do I have to read this? And I can understand to the point, you know, throwing in a little extra drama just to make things more interesting, but I'm just like, just reading the drama that Daryl's mate caused, I'm just like, really? You're not being very smart, girl. You're not. And I also wonder if at one point Daryl is gonna go off and make his own pack. It was kind of like mentioned that he has the potential to go do that, but he doesn't want to for some reason or another. And I just feel like that's such a random thing to mention if it's not gonna cause anything to happen later on. Like, my creative writing teacher, I think I've said this in a few videos already, my creative writing teacher would always tell us something in college. If there's a gun on the table, it has to go off. You don't throw in little mentions of things and then do nothing with it. It's a waste of time, it's a waste of the reader's time reading it, and it's a waste of your time putting the words in. Don't mention something if it doesn't play a part later on. So I wonder if that is going to be something that's mentioned or brought up later on, Daryl going off and forming his own pack. And going back to Mercy and Adam's like little drama in this book, despite the fact that it was a pet peeve of mine, I had some mild anxiety over it. Like, I don't think Adam and Mercy's relationship is ever going to be like ruined beyond all belief. I personally think their relationship is far too strong for that. So I don't think their relationship is ever going to be in serious jeopardy. But it was still kind of like, oh my god, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? Just some mild concern and anxiety. And just random little fun thing. I love how that little nudge joke between Mercy and Adam is still going. I don't know why. It's just such a small, silly little thing that's been going on for a few books, but it's just whenever they play around with that joke, it's like, okay, that's funny. That got a giggle out of me, that got a smile out of me. Once again, as a reader, I'm still stunned at how much my opinion of Ben has changed over the series. first book or two, I'm just like, you're kind of like that just mandatory asshole in the book. You know, I love your commentary, I love your comebacks, but you're still an asshole. To, like, third or fourth book on, just being like, oh my god, I adore you. You're funny. You've grown on me. Okay. Still a bit of an asshole, but you're a lovable asshole now. Just, I enjoy his character so much, and I would kill for, like, a short story with Ben. Just, I would kill for that, because that's how much I like him now. And just, you can really see he does care about his pack. He cares about Mercy. And just, I feel he's come a long way. And also, just when he was bitten by the smoke weaver, first thing that came to mind was, oh my god, if Ben dies, I will riot. No joke, I would just lose my shit if Ben dies. Do not kill Ben on me. Oh my god. And oh my god, when Mercy was calling Bran to ask about various things, including the mating bond, I love how they're having this serious conversation, and then Charles being the one to glitter bomb Bran's office. Just, I don't know why. So I have read the first few books of the Alpha and Omega series a while ago, and I need to reread it to get reviews up for it, but Charles is just so serious. It's hard to picture him glitter bombing his father's office. And just the mental image that gives me is just so fantastic, and I love it. And also just the fact that Mercy doesn't give a fuck and does all these pranks with Bran. Like the peanut butter that was mentioned a few books back. I believe there's an incident called with like the chocolate bunny or something that hasn't gone into depth. It's just, it's fantastic. I love it. And it felt like there was so much going on in this book. I know it probably wasn't any more than like any of the other books, but I did feel like there was a lot going on between Wolf, between Sherwood being mentioned, the drama with like Arya, I can never say her name right, Daryl's mates, the stuff going on with Adam, and then the smoke, did I mention the smoke weaver already? The smoke weaver and the intruding pack. It was just like, oh my god, so much. How is any of this going to tie together? I do like how things tied together. It was really well done. And just books like this make me realize I would fail as a protagonist in a book. Anything like, in any kind of book like this. Because I would not be able to put the pieces together. I'd just be like, I just have horrible luck. All these random unrelated things are happening, and what do I do? I would never be able to figure anything out unless it was very clearly spelled out for me, because I am dumb. Or, you know, figure out the smoke weaver's real name. I would never be able to figure that out either, because like I said, I am dumb. So this is why I am not only just a young adult protagonist, but a protagonist in general, because I am dumb and would never be able to solve out the issue going on at the moment. But yeah, I greatly enjoyed how things were wrapped together and how we still have a couple of loose ends. So, you know, I like how what Wrapped Together did and what loose ends were left as loose ends. And like I said, just based on skimming, I didn't read it fully because I do like to be surprised. Skimming the synopsis for the next book, I did see it had something to do with Wolf, so we're gonna probably get some answers for him. I don't know if we're gonna get any answers with Sherwood, but you know, I'm cool doing like a few things wrapped up at a time, especially since it likely means more books in the future, so I'm cool with that. Like I briefly mentioned earlier, I would have never guessed that the Smoke Weaver was Rumpelstiltskin. Like, once Mercy said it, it felt semi-obvious. It's like hindsight is 20/20. It's like, oh wow, now that you say it, it makes so much sense. Kind of like how everyone who knew his name wasn't able to say it, and the whole bargaining thing. It's like, okay, yeah, that's pretty much what Rumpelstiltskin was known for in like the story, right? So it makes sense after it's told to you. Again, I'm dumb. Maybe some other readers are like, oh yeah, I knew early on, or I figured it out before Mercy said it. Not me. I'm stupid. I didn't know. I'm not a smart, cool main character. Oh, another loose end that I forgot until I looked at my notes. The Hardesty witches. We still got them to deal with. So it's like, damn. Kind of bummed out that we didn't get too much of them other than Fiona working for them. But, you know, I'm sure they might have something to do with the next book or two. I doubt they're just kind of fade into the background, especially since they were brought up again in this book. But I am curious to see how things play out with them. I was so relieved when Mercy was able to help Adam break the curse that Elizaveta, still probably butchering her name, put on him. I feel that was a good reason why things were going on as they were. I mean, come on. Elizaveta was a powerful witch, very powerful, and, you know, I am surprised that she was able to act as quickly as she did cursing Adam. That was a very fast reaction time on her part. I'm mildly impressed, but, you know, it makes sense, like, oh, well, you're gonna kill me, not much I can do about it, I'm gonna bring you down with me in some way, shape, or form. And just a few other random little things. Oh my god, I did not realize quite how old Jessie has gotten. Her going off to college. In the first book, wasn't she just barely in high school? I can't remember if she was like 14 or 15 when we were introduced to her, but just time has flown. Aiden, my heart goes out to the guy. I feel weird thinking of him as a kid, but since everyone else points out how young he looks, just him going to school is just so wholesome. Adam and Mercy, like, considering him their son is just so wholesome. It's just, I love this, like, big extended family of theirs, and just, I love it. I love seeing, like, non-nuclear families. It's just, and just found family in general, I absolutely love. Like, I am a total sucker for found family. It's such a little random thing that I'm fixating on, but the whole concept of werewolves getting surrogates, since female werewolves cannot give birth because the change is just too traumatic on a developing fetus. With modern technology, the whole surrogate idea is just like really, really interesting, and I hope it's not just something that is just mentioned in passing, because it was mentioned, the idea was brought up, then it's like, oh, well, what human woman is going to want to carry a werewolf child, or a child that could potentially be a werewolf? And it's just, it's a really interesting concept. And I wonder if it is going to be addressed later on, because like I said, got on the table, it has to go off. So it'd be interesting to see if that does go anywhere. Just a little random thing. Because could you just imagine the storylines that could come off of that kind of situation? Like, oh my god, werewolves are reproducing. It doesn't matter the fact that the only children that make it to term are fully human. Because male werewolves can impregnate human women, just the only pregnancies that are viable are those that are completely human. Or at least that's how I believe it was explained earlier in the series, but just, that could be an interesting, like, plot point in a future book. So, just makes me wonder. The walking stick is back. Yes, the walking stick is back. Like, I was legitimately sad when the walking stick was destroyed in one of the earlier books. I can't remember if it was the last one, the one before, or even the one before that. I can't remember. It's been a while since I've reread the books, but it's back. That makes me unreasonably happy that this inanimate object is back. Also, shouldn't surprise me too much because it's a Fae artifact. A Fae artifact, I don't think it's going to be destroyed quite that easily, but still it's like, yes, it is back. It is back and probably better than ever. And what kind of shenanigans are going to happen around the walking stick now? And just, I am unreasonably excited about this damn walking stick. Oh my god. So, I think I talked about everything that was in my notes. Just, I did enjoy this book. Probably not my favorite out of the series, but I did greatly, greatly enjoy it. And just, I am so excited for the next one next year. I'm blanking on the title, but just happy we're getting another Mercy book. It's coming out next year. In the meantime, I'm just gonna go through all the Alpha and Omega books and catch up on those, and I'm just excited. So yeah, that's really all I have left to say. So for anyone still watching, what do you think? Did you enjoy this addition to the series? Did you not? Were there any parts that I didn't go into depth about or didn't mention at all that you want to talk about? Do you have any theories for the next book? Let me know. Let's get a discussion going. And yeah, that's it for this video, and I hope to see you guys next time.